What next? At the minute, I'm trying to lose a lot of weight, to be perfectly honest with you both, which is not that enjoyable. Um, so this time last year, I came into the season too light and burnt out come summer. So we tried to be a lot more conservative with it again. But I realized after a couple of weeks here in the US, my body weight always naturally fluctuates up when I come to Northern America, even if I'm eating similar habits to Europe. I was like, oh no, here we go again. I'm off back to Redlands. I want to win Redlands. I need to be light. So I'm running a very heavy calorie deficit while riding at altitude, which is in a sadistic way I'm really enjoying. Like really, really enjoying the process of tracking everything, standing on the scale every day, being that little bit hungry. But when I tell you it bit me in the arse 2 days ago, oh my golly. I was up in the mountains. We did a 6 hour ride with our average elevation for the day was 2000, I think 2,300 meters. So it's pretty much just riding up a mountain, down a little bit, up, down a little bit. And obviously your body works so much harder at altitude. That's just basic science. And I got 4 hours in, trying to be a little bit cocky with how little I could eat, and crawled into a cafe in this old mining town. And when I say crawled, I crawled like I was a shell of a human being. Had, what did I have? A coffee, like some Coke Red Ambulance thing. The biggest cookie you've ever seen in your life. A grilled cheese with bacon. It just sat there for about 30 minutes. I felt like a whole new man. Because that's kind of the beauty of losing weight. Sometimes you find the limits. But that's all in the goal of Redlands. Which it's funny. Everyone keeps asking me why I'm going to Redlands because it clashes with Sea Otter. Like they've moved the races this year. Makes sense for me to go to Sea Otter, but I really, really want to go to Redlands because I like racing road so much. And there's a part of me which is like, well, just do what you love. And I love racing road time trial stage races. So yeah, trying to lose weight, trying to build a time trial bike, trying to get my road bike form back, and then for the last couple of races in the US. But I've got to say, it's very different to this time last year when I was scrambling around trying to find a race every single weekend in the US. And it's funny not racing every weekend because in one way it feels like a wasted opportunity. But on the other hand, it's like having time to prep properly is like a novelty I haven't had for the last couple of years because I've tried to go gung ho into everything.
Yep.
Nice.
Good
So
learning. I
where's
like it.
Redlands next weekend?
Yeah, I fly this Saturday and it starts a week Wednesday. So it's
Right.
like a 5 days starting next end of next week. Returning without a team, so returning guesting for a team. Pros and cons. I don't have to manage a team this year, but I don't have the team behind me in certain times as well. So it's gonna be fun, and it's my only opportunity I really get to race the road every year. So um, yeah, I'm actually really really excited.
Cool.
And is it the same kind of mix of like TT, mountaintop finish, circuits, crit?
It's everything. Yeah, it actually starts with a time trial this year, which I mean I've hardly ridden my TT bike because it doesn't fit me at the minute. Another story, but in a weird way, even if I was third in the time trial last year, I wouldn't want to win the opening time trial because then it makes it a pain in the ass to try and defend yellow the rest of the week. So I kind of want to be in striking distance on day one and then go a little bit gung ho in the mountains if I can. But they've brought in a new stage which includes a little bit of gravel, so that's maybe up my street, given what I do these days. But no, it's just gonna be nice to get back out to California and say there's a part of me which just, however much I enjoy the whole package which comes with gravel and doing it for myself, there's a part of me which really, really misses that team atmosphere. And like, I've never raced for these guys before, but I know them. So it's like going into a new team, it's like, I don't know, it's almost like you're on secondment for a week. It's like a really bizarre scenario. It's like, hi guys, I'm coming into your team. I want to try and win this race. Please, can you try and support me, even though you're all friends and you've all got your own goals? So it's going to be a an interesting scenario.
How
But
do you
I
navigate? So there's, and I'm sure we talked about it before. There's like that team formation. You know, you're bringing the team together. That forming, storming. There will be a storming phase. You need to get through storming, norming, right into performing. And that requires, yeah, people to make some decisions around self-sacrifice and support a leader that will emerge. How do you manage that?
I think it's hard, and this one really helps because I've not worked with them before, but I've raced against them and I've spent a lot of time with them before, so I know the two key guys in the team I know quite well personally, which I think makes a big difference when you know not the boss, but effectively like the most respected in the group. Um, After that, I'm not too sure because like I'm not arrogant when I come into races, but it's like I podiumed this race last year. I know what it takes. Equally, I'm not going to ask people to like, hello everyone, I've been here for 2 days. Please, can you go on the front and sacrifice your race for mine? Um, so yeah, to be perfectly honest with you, Nick, I'm not too sure yet. Um, I think it's going to be a case of going with the flow and trying not to disrupt too much and just get the head down and race. Which, considering last year, it was a complete opposite. It was head above the parapet, going to meetings and trying to manage the team. Maybe it will be nice to just go back to bike racer mode. But
Yeah,
equally,
interesting.
I come in and out of so many teams a year through like even racing gravel. Like I race for MV 1 week, Stelly for another. Like every endemic brand has its own little team, depending if you're in Europe or the US. So I'm pretty good at almost chameleoning into certain situations. It's kind of a skill I've picked up over the last few years.
Yeah, interesting. Um, Chameleoning. And I like what you said about yeah, it's not about coming in and overtly setting like a directive tone. It's more about coming in and leading by example, um, by reputation, by getting people to trust you. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think, say, if you do come in as, I've been part of teams where people have come in as that kind of arrogant, I know best, and it's like you lose respect quicker than you gain it, I think.
Yeah.
So kind of keeping head low and say it's another skill I've picked up over years of race. Like well, this is year 3 now of going in and out of different squads. So yeah, I hope I'm good at it. We'll find out though.
Yeah. Being humble, servant leader type stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm just thankful to have a team behind me because last year we were stealing bottles out of feed zones and scrambling other teams to help get our bikes back from the stages. So just having a team with cars will be nice.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and then Redlands up to San Francisco for maybe the hardest bike race in the world. They've turned a sportif into a bike race, which is I think it's 125 miles, something like that, and 5,500 meters of elevation, which for reference is what like five and a half, 5/8 of Everest in a day.
Yeah.
Um, but there's big prize money on the line. It's kind of all in for the win. So it's like it's one of those races. It's going to be an absolute hellhole because there's going to be a 7 hour race, and but if you win, there's a lot of money. So it's like, why not risk it? I'm
And
happy to extend.
what's that race called, Joe?
So it's like it's called Levi's Grand Fondo. It's effectively a sporty for mass participation, but they have a pro race at the front, which is $25,000 for the win, which is quite a healthy price pot when you consider the biggest series in the US lifetime is $25,000 for the overall win of 6 different races. So pretty much every major rider in the US is there. A lot of guys are coming back from Europe for it because of that. Um, but it's just north of the bay in wine country. So even if you have a good day, it's great. If you have a bad day, it's still great because you're riding around wine country. So it's like I was trying to find a downside of going, and I was like, Just go."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really that's resonating with me at the moment. I'm in Whistler, and if you have a good day, it's great. If you're bad, if it's a bad day for weather or whatever, it's still great. So
Mm.
yeah, good, a good way to approach these things, I think.
Yeah, because it was one of those. It was like we've spoken so much about doing less races, and this one was like, well, it's a race, but it's like there's no downside to it. Um, which like the biggest downside I could find was having to ride in San Francisco for a week, and I was like, that's not a downside. That's a very big upside. So yeah.
Nice.
Brilliant. Well,
Cool.
we'll I'm sure catch up with you post Redlands. Go well,
Yeah. Hopefully with a
enjoy
yellow
it.
jersey. No pressure. I think that's the thing. I am putting pressure on myself. Like nobody else is putting pressure on me, but I am on myself because I really want to win it. Um, but yeah, very much excited to get out there and get on my brand new road bike, which turned up yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you guys. And Nick, enjoy skiing. John, enjoy
Working.
working.